welkom terug na episode 3. For the English speakers, welcome back to episode 3. Luckily I don't sound like that. In this episode we're going to finish up the exhaust. So first on, I need to weld these little tabs to the exhaust pipe, and then that will hook into this like this spring, and the other hook will hook onto the slip-on exhaust. Now the one problem I have is this piece is a little bit too loose, so I need to make a plan to make this fit really tightly. I don't know how yet, but I'll think of something. So I got the two tabs welded on. Now this thing, like I mentioned, is loose like that, and that means the slip-on is going to rattle. We don't want that. So I'm going to cut in 4 notches and try and crimp this piece so that when I slip it on, it is on tight. Well, tight as possible, and then the springs will hold the rest in place. That is the idea at the end of the day. I don't know how well that's going to work, but yeah, let's see. Okay, so I screwed up. This is supposed to slip over and go all the way down to this end. But obviously now the tabs are in the way and I can't go from this end. I can grind off the tabs, but I don't have more tabs. That's the problem. And I don't think I can reuse them after cutting them off. I can cut the pipe, but that's a lot of welding again to redo. So I think I have another solution. So I cut through here and then I just filed off the rest because I was afraid of cutting straight through it, and that would have been a big problem. So yes, oh, it works. I think that was the quickest solution. That probably took me around 15 minutes, and yeah, it's on. I managed to get the slip-on exhaust on with the 2 springs, and then I need to fit this over here. So I think I'm going to fasten it to this arm. At the moment there is still a little bit of movement, but yeah, this will cancel it out. And this was actually a lot easier than I thought it's going to be. I thought it's going to be a hell of a job, but yeah, apparently not. And I will say it is looking good. I really like the look of this small AC project. It's very it's sleek and low profile, but it is loud. You will hear this thing coming. So I just put a couple of tack welds around this tip so it doesn't slide down. And besides, you're not going to see this because I'm going to wrap it with that exhaust wrap. And I wanted to put that bracket over there, but I'm not really keen to drill into this arm. So I think what I'm going to do is, we've got this bracket over here. I'm just going to shorten it and then weld a bolt onto the exhaust itself and then just fasten it. and I think that should be more than enough. Then after that, we're going to paint the exhaust. I got some high heat paint and also then wrap it, and the exhaust should be finished. And all done. This thing is tight like a tiger. This thing is not going anywhere. It looks pretty good. I don't know if I want to kind of like round this off. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, let's get this off and start painting it. I've decided to hang it over here to paint it because the spray booth is full of shit, full of stuff, and I'm too lazy to move it out now. Plus there's also rusted oogiesdraad, what's it in English? Chicken wire, and it's rusted, so every time I bump into something, the rust falls and obviously lands on the fresh paint, and it's just a mission to get off. So gonna paint it here. Last time I spray painted, I got a lot of spray paint in my nose. So this time, safety first, because I did learn on my eye. So I've decided to just round off these sharp edges, and it's looking a lot better. And the exhaust is done as well, so we're quickly going to wrap that. I got clamps to keep the wrap in place, and then I'll also spray paint this. While this is drying, we'll do the wrap. Exhaust is on, the wrap is on, and it is fitting really nicely. It's tight, it's not loose at all. I'm glad I didn't have to put that clamp on, because that does take away the appearance a little bit. But overall, I am super happy with it. 10 points to whoever can guess what this is. Yes, I screwed up the exhaust gasket. So I went and I got 2 extra ones, because I'm sure I'm still going to remove, put back, remove, put back the exhaust. So yeah, I just got 2 for in case. So I'm quickly going to remove the exhaust and replace the gasket, put it back, and then Bob's your uncle. So it absolutely sucked working bare hands with this wrap, because the little fibers got stuck in my hands. So this time I got some gloves. I also got my new air filter, super easy to install. Just got a little screw over here, like a hose clamp, pop that in, tighten it, and finished. Voila, easy. So yeah, this looks a lot better than that massive air filter box. It is pretty small, but it'll do the job. Time to remove the handlebar. I'm going to start with the mirrors, then the electronics, the brake, clutch, got these two stoppers at the end that I'm going to pull out, then we can pull everything off. 4 bolts over here, going to loosen it, take it off, take the new one, put it on, put everything back on except for the mirrors, because we have the 2 side little round mirrors on the side and the indicators. And I'll also have to drill 2 holes for the indicators to exit over here, because it's going to be inside the handlebar. I need to take out the inner plastic of this handle grip. This is for the acceleration cable, I guess you call it. So I need to take that out and transfer it into the new one. Now this thing is extremely tight. I'm going to see if I can maybe put a screwdriver in and try and pry it out. Or worst case, I'm just going to have to cut this thing off, because I won't be using these again, but still I'd rather try and just slip it off if I can. Okay, so that didn't really go as planned, but at least it's in. I know it's broken, but the handle grip is holding it in place, so it's not a problem. Next up, before we say next up, mental note, use a hairdryer. Okay, so next up, we're going to fit the side mirrors. Now this plastic is a little bit too thick to go inside the handlebar. I'm going to try and trim that down and modify it a bit. And then also I need to cut a hole in this so that that can slip through. So I managed to get the mirrors and the indicators on. So the mirror just clips on to the indicator that screws into the handlebar with a nut in the middle. I wanted to weld the nut to the handlebar itself, but I just couldn't get that right. So what I did was I drilled a hole and then just put a screw through to keep the nut in place. And I mean, that works perfectly. It is tight. Oh, whew, that was close. Haha, luckily for this wire. Since we got the wire here, what I need to do now is I have to drill a hole here, and then I'm going to extend the wires because it's a bit too short at the moment. And then I'm going to take both wires through the same hole so that you can't see it. So these wires are extremely thin and small, and I don't have this size. I only have this brown thick one, but they do work, so you know what, I'm just going to use it. And obviously they're all the same color, so I had to just use masking tape and just do like I did 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot. 1 dot is for red, 2 is for yellow, and I think 3 is for black. I did write it down as well so I don't forget. But yeah, it's also working, which is great. So now I just need to feed this through the handlebar, and then yeah, it's good to go. So this should have been the easiest job and also the quickest, but this took forever. I kept having to take out the indicators with the wires. First of all, the hole wasn't big enough, so I had to make it bigger. Then I forgot to put the little plastic ring in. Then I forgot the handle grip. And then one of the wires snapped off. But at least this nightmare is finished and I got it working. So now I'm just going to fasten everything on the handlebar, and then, yeah, I'm going to test the wires again to see if they work. If they don't work, I'm going to set everything alight. So this little screw head over here was stopping this thing from turning, and obviously I need this for acceleration. You can't have this thing jamming on you. Full throttle, baby. Okay, so my next problem now is they are using this little bolt as a spacer for the handlebar, well, the previous handlebar. And for this one, it's just too thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill in the inside so that this can slip in a bit further down, and then I can close this properly, because at the moment there's like this massive gap when I try and close this plastic housing. So this actually went better than expected. Yeah, this thing is tight. This is also shooting back, so no problems with the bolt over here or the screw head. I'm going to do the exact same for the other side, because there's also a little gap on this side. I'm going to lose my mind if this is not going to work. Let's see, so you guys can see as well. There we go. First one. Yes, we got the white light. And then this one should be yellow. Yes, it works. Okay, 50% success rate so far. Let's see the other side. Okay, 3 dots. Okay, black. And then 1 dot should be, I think, white. Yes, that's white. And 2 dots should be yellow. Yes, it works. Okay, good. I don't have to burn the bike. We got success. So the timeth have cometh to cutteth the seateth. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna cut this thing off and I guess call it a day. And that's all the time we have for this episode. At least we got the exhaust done. That's looking really good. We've got the handlebars done as well. Indicators are working. I quickly just connected it to the wire harness and tested it on the handlebar, the switches itself, and it worked. Mind blown. So yeah, and then also the seat is cut. So for the next episode, we will continue with the seat and a few other small things that we need to finish up. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit like, drop a comment, and I'll see you guys next Sunday. Okay, so that didn't go as planned. Kinda burned my hand. Well, not kinda, I did burn my hand.